A-level politics. My name is Mr. Sumana, and I will be situated in room R20 in sixth form. The slide here, question 1, who is this woman? I mean, obviously, I would usually expect you to do this in class and have a discussion about it. But for today's taster lesson, I would expect you to complete and answer the questions at home. Just the same for question 2, label the countries on the map which are part of the United Kingdom, and is everyone happy with being in the United Kingdom? If not, who? Why is politics? This maybe you can discuss with your members of family, and why do people make this judgment to say that they don't do politics? It's got nothing to do with me. Are they justified? Are they justified in making such a statement? So if you can construct an argument to convince them to care about politics, so again, this is something you could do the discussion with your family. Round 1, who's who and what do they do? And we have 5 pictures of different individuals, and you just need to label who they are and what they do. Round 2, you've got pictures of buildings and another picture of a group of people getting together protesting and things. Who are they and what do they do? What's their function? Okay. Round 3, what is politics? Again, you can do this with members of the family. So, definition of politics. What do you think politics is? B, identify 10 different issues and topics that politicians are interested in. C, identify 3 other distinct groups who are or should be interested in politics and why. So this is you can do with, as part of your summer project. Like the course details. So year 1 focuses on UK politics. Your essential resources will be a book. You will have an e-book which you should have as an app on your phone. Obviously you need to be able to log into Google Classroom, because most of the notes will be on Google Classroom, and I will be giving out handouts, and you'll be able to do timed essays, etc. But make sure you have these essential resources. What will we study this year? So UK politics from September to December. This will be democracy and participation. Democracy and participation, so we will look at the different forms of democracy, and we will also look at the different ways people participate in our democratic system. We also look at political parties and ideas. So the political parties and ideas, where do their ideas come from? How do the political parties originate? And what are their true ideas? So we look at electoral systems, the different electoral systems within the UK. We are not looking at any other countries, we're just looking at the UK electoral systems, and they're also different. And we'll look at voting, elections and voting behaviour, as well as pressure groups. We'll look at pressure groups. This would be part of the participation, democracy and participation. We assess, you have a formal assessment, and you'll do some presentations as well, and workshops. It would all be taken as something grade. So UK governments from January to March. So we'll look at and study the Constitution and the sources of the Constitution. The big argument is whether we still need a second chamber, but Parliament, and what are the functions of Parliament? Does it still carry out its function, which is to scrutinise the government? And the Prime Minister, Cabinet and the Executive, what are their roles and functions? And the relationship between the institutions. It will be things to do with the judges and civil liberties. So the relationship between the Prime Minister, for example, and the Executive and the judges, and the Cabinet, and the relationship between the Cabinet, Parliament, and the Constitution. So the relationship between the Constitution, Parliament, Prime Minister, and this would also include judges. Again, you'll be formally assessed, written essays and presentations. Now, from April, usually up to, we'll look at the different political ideologies. The main core political ideologies we'll study liberalism, conservatism, socialism, and one of the non-core ideologies we will study will be feminism, but I would also include nationalism as part of the non-core ideology that you will study. This will enable you to have a greater choice when it comes to your exam in the summer. So how will you study politics? You must be curious. You must be curious to investigate and find out things. You should be reading the newspaper. You should be listening to the news. You should also try and see how the links are with any sort of current affairs, or maybe anything that's happened historically. You should also be aware, listen to radio, Radio 4, and be aware in terms of making sure that you know what's going on around you. So how will you study politics? Again, every Friday we usually have debates, and we will look at the current affairs, current issues within the political arena, and the students will debate the issues. There will possibly trips and workshops depending on the situation. We may be able to visit Parliament. Another great institute will be the visiting the court. But I believe, if you do understand, does depend on the situation concerning coronavirus. So what is politics? Some people may say it's a contested term, like the activity to which people make, uphold and revise the general rules under which they live. So again, you can discuss this with your members of the family? Why are we ruled by others? And why did humans come up with that idea? What is politics? So the limited view of politics is being managing the affairs of the state. That's a rather limited view. The modern view is that the aspect of public life, the struggle for power and influence. It's the clash of ideas and the clash of interests. Picture of but you would also be using to develop your understanding of what we mean by a struggle for power, the clash of interests or clash of ideas, and be able to use examples to develop your understanding. So what situations cause conflict? One of them would be the scarcity of resources. There would be ideological differences. It could be differences in approach. It could be the division of labour. These could be separated into two different forms of conflict: conflicts of values and conflicts of interest. So that's the last slide for the Politics Taste Today lesson, and I hope to see you all in September. Stay safe. Bye bye.